Hello, and welcome to Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean,
And I'm Tracy.
and we are talking to you all that are 50 and fabulous.
And don't forget handsome.
And we want you to know that we want to get some education happening,
Yes.
some empowerment.
We want to grow with you. We want to learn with you. We want to see what you're doing, 50 and over.
So like, share, comment, follow, subscribe,
Grab your
and
tea.
grab your tea.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Tea and Cornbread
Hello.
with Sean and Tracy. You're 50 now. What? My co-host is still MIA, but she'll be back soon.
Hi,
So, prior to her returning next month, I brought my brother back with me. Welcome,
Fly
brother.
ride, baby. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. I'm good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had a relaxing weekend.
You had a relaxing weekend. What did you do? What you learn? What you got to tell us?
I'm always learning. You could go back through your weekend and see what you've learned. Thing by thing. But I just been trying to piece together what I'm getting ready to do. I'm trying to start this business. So it's a few courses that I got to take in order to make it happen. So that's what
Okay.
I've been doing this weekend. But
All right. You've been trying to make it happen?
no, yeah, I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh, that's right.
There's no
Positive,
trying. There's no
positive,
trying.
positive thinking.
I got this.
All right. I'm pretty sure you do.
I'm Tracy Davis, brother.
That's right. My little brother. Say right. Say right.
Yeah, I'm your little brother, big brother. I'm your only brother. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
got
Well,
both titles. I'll
Up
take
in
it.
a nutshell. Up in a nutshell. Again, we just want to say welcome and thank you for listening. If you listen to my second edition or second installment, talking with my brother, we just talk about everyday life things.
Been here before.
He's been here before. So we're just going to continue on with that conversation, kind of like a brotherly love, sister conversation, just talking about
Let's do it.
things that happen every single day in life. Trying to think, what did I do this weekend? It's only Sunday, so today's going to be a relaxing day for me. What
Only
I do?
Sunday. Your weekend ain't over yet.
My
Is that
weekend's
what
not over yet.
Oh, wow.
My weekend's not over yet.
Time
No.
this shit end.
No.
What time your weekend end?
Oh, uh, I mean, I'm gonna take it easy. It's a Sunday, so
Yeah, relax.
just gonna relax. But we're coming to the end. Well, this is our last Sunday of the month of February, Black History Month, and even though it's Black History Month, we want to also keep educating, keep learning, keep telling our grandchildren, children. Anybody you could talk to, something new and something different about our history. So,
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm really trying to get into my own business and start my own business. So I could have more. I could maneuver around better, so I could get to the younger people and teach them about Black history. Not that I know everything about Black history, but about what I know and what I'm gonna learn about it. 'Cause
yeah,
we
but
all need to be taught more than just this month.
right, and that's what I'm saying. So we just got to keep learning, keep educating. One of the things that one day last week I was on a webcam and yeah, I was on the webcam and one of the keynote speakers there was an Admiral Michelle Howard. What was amazing about her is she was one of the first female to achieve the rank of 4-star admiral and the first woman to be appointed to the position of vice president naval operations, the second highest ranking in the Navy.
Right, that's good achievement.
That is
and
an awesome
it
achievement.
just shows you what Black people can do.
What Black people can
Anywhere
do.
we're placed, how they try to put us on the bottom. We can accomplish stuff and work through it and get to the top. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're incredible people.
No, definitely that. And I said that the other day talking to Sean. We are just incredible. And listening to her talk and talking about her journey, being in the Navy, it's never easy. We see the end result.
Nah, could you imagine that her being
Yeah.
in the Navy and because you know how the world is today, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just imagine, years before it was
35
much
years,
worse.
yep. Mm-hmm.
How they was treating us and for somebody to accomplish some stuff in that time, man, it just shows you their determination,
Their determination.
their willpower, their
Yes.
spirit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing that-
their melanin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But one thing that really stuck out when I listened to her, and it kind of, reminds you how important family is, how important, your mom, your dad,
that's
your
key.
grandparents, your aunties and uncles is her mother, the support of her mom.
It's key.
It was so important because when she felt like, she couldn't take it anymore. Not take it anymore to where it just got to be a lot. Her mom looked at her and told her, you're going to either do something about it or you're going to get out of there. But what you're not going to do is keep complaining about it and staying in it.
Right.
And that's so powerful. And we have to remember that. There was a lot of life lessons that her mother stood by her, but brought her back to realization, you are doing something that's incredible.
Right.
You don't even realize how powerful this is, your path that you're taking and how many doors you are opening up for women.
There's work to be done, and then every the work that you do, nobody could do it. Is very specific, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, anybody is capable of doing anything, but everybody is not gonna go down that avenue.
Right, right.
To be that first and deal with the things that she had to deal with to get through it. Some people gonna
Yes.
fold before it gets to that.
And they are. She even
and some
talked
people
about
gonna push.
Yeah, like she did for 35 years. She stuck it out through the trials and the tribulations, and in the end, it was well worth it. Her end result is awesome. Her story was awesome. She also talked about, and something that you just said, how it's not for everybody, but there was a situation going on, in the Navy, and everybody was talking about it, trying to figure out how they're going to make it happen, get over this hump. And she was appointed the person, in charge. They sat around the table and they made her head honcho to hit this subject head on.
Wow,
And she kind of laughed and sat back like, wow, how did I get appointed to take on this
right
problem?
Me not even being there, right? She probably got appointed by because people
Of
see you.
her peers,
Right,
she did.
right, because people see you and people hear you and people listen to you,
Right.
And there's some deceitful people. There's plenty of them though, but the people that's true and stuff, they recognize that and they know they
Yeah.
know who's the best person for that part.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to pick the space, They'll
Sometimes
pick
you
it,
don't.
They'll pick it for you,
They'll
or
pick it for you. Yeah.
or you're already conditioned to be comfortable in that space or be willing to push through.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah, and I think again, which is something that you hit on, even listening to her, it wasn't a choice, and the vote was taken, and they came to her and said, "Hey, we voted, and we need you, to take this task on," and she took it on. But that speaks volumes for her because when they looked at her, they knew she was a leader, and she
Right.
would be capable of
Whether she
completing
knew
this
it or not.
mission.
Right.
Exactly. It wasn't something she chose to do, but she was assigned to do it, and she took the bull by the horns and she made it work. So you don't ever know what or how you will affect someone's life or educate someone. It could be something small or something big, but
No,
you
yeah,
just
but the truth is we do know. I mean, we might not know when we're younger. You know what I mean? But as you grow and as you become an adult and as you begin to realize, you realize that you do affect people. You know what I'm saying? With what you say, with how you treat
Definitely.
them, with the things you do, all that and that's why you need family. That's why, that's why black people in the predicament that we're in now. I don't want to dwell that. We're down and out, but because they split,
We're not down and
because
out.
we're not. I'm not trying to say that, but what they did was they split us up. They split us up. They split the family up because there's strength in that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
There's strength in that very specific point of us being together and staying together. So you just got to realize that.
All right, but how do you fix it? How do you move forward from it? That is part of our history, and we all know that is what has happened. But we have to come together. We have to.
We got to do the work. We got to do this. We got to sit here. We got to talk to the people, and not only talk to the people. When we get off these mics, we gotta go and we gotta do the work.
I
So
agree.
being a leader and leading people, that's if you look at leaders, that's a big project. It's more than talking to people and have them following you and saying this. You gotta
Have
be
actions. You got to be doing stuff. You got to have plans.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people around. Let's just talk about Waterbury in itself. We have a lot of things that are going on, that are
Right.
positive, not just for people of our age, but also for our youth. I think the older generation needs to, again, it takes a village, but make sure those younger generations, those elementary school children, are participating in these programs. Because soon as those programs are not available, we're screaming and yelling, we need these programs that are out there.
Right. So we are the program. You know what I'm saying? We don't need nobody to set up no program for
No,
us.
no, no.
This
I'm
is my
saying
vision.
we.
I'm not trying to. I'm not going against what you're saying. I'm just saying. We don't need nobody to set up. We are the program. You know what I'm saying? You're saying
Yeah,
that
I
we
said
need
that.
those programs.
No.
So the program is us. So when a little child, little black child comes around us, so we act accordingly. We teach accordingly. We talk to them accordingly. And then, you know what I'm saying, we raise them up like that. So by time when they get to the school, they already sharp. They already know what they're looking for. They already know what to do. They already know how to think, know how to maneuver within the school. Not letting the school teach them. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach them when they approach us. That's the village raising. You know what I'm saying? It takes a
Right,
village to raise
right.
a child.
No,
So
and I
any,
agree.
Any,
I
any,
agree.
any little child that comes in contact with us, we got to be ready for them. You know what I'm saying? We got to
Right.
be ready to give them something and ready to, you know what I'm saying? Hear 'em out
Educate
and
them,
guide
talk
'em.
to them. Yep. I
It's
agree.
it's our problem. You know what I mean? And so we got to solve it. We can't think that, send them this way and that's going to solve it. Because what people is teaching us is all BS. It's all lies. It's all lies.
Well, I think that, when you talk about the schools, they are,
All
there's
lies.
a curriculum that they teach you.
It's all lies.
And outside of that, they're not going to teach you about your history at the end of the day. So I do agree with you that
yeah, but not only that, you're right. So we all know that in a big way. They're not going to teach us about our history because they haven't been, they never did, and they never will. So you just think about that little part. So that it goes from there to everything else you can touch or look at. They lied about it. It's
Right.
all lies. It don't matter whether it's medicine, the way they treating us with the medicine, they experimenting, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Right.
they doing. So you
well, it's a business.
yeah,
Everything's
but
a business
that's
for
their
them.
business.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
That's
business.
their business. So we got to realize who we are in their business.
Right.
With a lot of times we don't really need them to get this all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have to rely on ourselves, and we are very
That's the only people gonna do it.
educated. We're educated. We have invented lots of things, and
Everything. Everything. Chemistry, mathematics.
yes,
everything.
no, and I agree with you on that.
Agriculture,
I agree
all
with
of
you.
it.
Yes.
All of it. And
yes.
they twisted it all.
Yeah.
But I don't. This is you and Sean's show. I don't want it to be. We're not about bashing no other things. So what we need to do is educate ours. You know what I mean?
Oh no, definitely. But I think that we do that. I think maybe we have probably, and sometimes we get off course. But I think for the majority of things, we do educate. We are reaching back. We are trying to pull up one another. We have those instances where we fall off. And those things are made so big that they overwhelm the good that people are doing. That's why I say there's a lot of things going on in Waterbury that people are doing that are positive. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to pay attention to that. Unfortunately, with me, a lot of that stuff is shared on social media. I'm not a big social media person. And I know that sounds crazy, me sitting here on this podcast. I need to do better socializing on social media, keeping up and knowing what's going on around us too,
Well, yeah. You definitely got to be aware, of what's going on with the younger, the older, and
yeah, you gotta know.
and everything in between because it's all one, and that's how it all has to work. And I get it. Social media is a different thing, and this what it is too. Cause so I know what it is for me. So, excuse me, y'all. I'll be like, all the stuff that they put us through to go and try to get educated. That shit makes you give up. You know what I'm saying? That shit makes you be like, man, listen, I don't want to deal with all these people. But the truth is, that's the way we gotta go. In order to get the information, you gotta go through these things. You gotta go. If you really gonna play chess, You gotta go up in there, up in the system, and get the real information. And you gotta go through them to get it. And a lot of times you gotta sidestep them because they're not gonna give you the truth. So that's where the work is at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And a
but
lot of us don't want to do that work.
right.
Well,
I
I
was
know
getting
I
ready to say.
didn't. I do now, but I
You didn't.
for a long
Well,
time in my life.
did you
I
not want to
didn't
do it, or did you not realize how important it was? But you just made a point. You said too that we have to get it ourselves, so we
Right.
can't depend on anybody else to get it. If you don't educate, if you don't talk to people, if you don't help them to grow, you don't. You keep them babies at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you do everything for a
Right.
person, how does a person learn if you don't teach them?
Well, I believe life is you're gonna learn anyway. There's no way you can stay a baby.
Yeah, but if
Right.
I don't have, if I don't have the,
So even if you left a baby, a baby right there by itself, and it wasn't moving, he would start crawling. It don't matter. He would start crawling.
Yeah,
He would pull
eventually.
right.
eventually.
So naturally, you know what I mean. Naturally, your life it goes like that. It just progresses. So, but it takes longer if the smarter person, if the person smart over you is not teaching you. So it's going to take that much longer. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it's going to be faster for you to grow up, and you're going to get smarter, and you're going to implement the things a baby to the older person. You know what I mean? So it's going to be all one thing. But it's like when you don't help them, you leave them stranded. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I understood that we needed to be doing. I'll tell you, like, I go back and listen to Tupac, all this stuff. Me and Tupac, he might be a little younger than me, a year or two, and all the things that he was saying. Go back and listen to what he's saying. I knew that then. I understood it then, and we all felt the same way then. And then out of all that, he was one of the few that was talking it. You know what I'm saying? And we all should have been talking it. We
right.
all should have been walking
Right.
it, and we all should have been living it. And we all should be living it now because that's how we feel, and we have those conversations, among ourselves. You know what I mean? Me and
Right.
you in the kitchen, we get busy with it,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
what's going on and stuff. So those are conversations we need to have.
Well, I think they're happening.
They are.
I think they're happening. I think they are happening.
are.
Do they have to? Should they be happening more? Sure, they
No,
should
right.
be.
No,
Definitely.
I know they're helping, but I guess what I'm saying is I guess I'm talking from my point of view because that's what I should have been doing then. But now,
But you
I'm doing
recognize it
more
now, and you're trying to implement it now. So you have sons,
Right.
you have nephews, you have grandchildren.
Which is
so
all right.
you educating yourself.
Right.
We got to remember to educate them too. You
Right.
saying this, so now go tell it to your son. Go
Right.
tell it to.
And I do that, but my point of saying that is, if I would have implemented it,
Right,
yeah,
but
listen to me. If I would have implemented it back then, we as a people would be that much further.
no,
You know,
I
you-
understand
you-
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
but
so I have to take responsibility for me not implementing it then. That's my point of saying all that. So what I'm trying to tell the young people is, yeah, you need help. There's older people that you need help from that need to guide you and stuff. But listen, you know what you know. You got a little voice in your head. You know right and wrong. And you know what you know, and you know what you're supposed to be doing. You got to do it. Yeah, and it's scary, and yeah, they got us messed up. But you got to step into it, either now or later. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make a choice, and it's better to do it earlier. Well, I can't even say it's better to do it earlier, because some people don't accomplish what they want to accomplish until later. And,
in life,
Right,
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Hence, you're 50 now. What?
but y'all,
As we
y'all
sit
get what
here.
I'm trying to say.
But it's okay as long as you know that you have a plan and you try to execute it. You know what I'm saying? And then don't give up. The biggest thing is don't give up.
Yeah.
And then if something doesn't feel comfortable and that's not the path you want to take, change it.
No doubt.
Change it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
That's good advice too. Right.
So we just have to remember that, and we have to take care of each other.
Definitely.
Definitely take care of each other. Earlier, in the month, we touched on healthy heart. We need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
mentally and physically is what I was trying to say.
All around the board,
yeah.
spiritually too,
There you go. Spiritually too.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, but I think too, just to go round circle talking about your heart, taking care of yourself. You've been on this journey of
Yeah, what
eating
up?
better, trying to. Have you been exercising?
No,
You need to
I do.
put that into your. Get up and do a 30 or
I do.
20-minute walk,
I do,
because that's a part of it too.
I'm going to implement it because before when I was younger, I used to work out a little bit, but I mean a little, not right.
I'm just
not
kidding.
trying to
I'm
say
just kidding.
no, but I'm not trying to say I was, but I used to do my little, but I do need to work out. But back to what you were saying, yeah, that's key. You got to take care of, your health. You got to watch what you eating. That's all the same game. All how they did the history, right? It's all the same game. They doing it with the food too. So you got to watch what you eat. They don't care. They selling you stuff so you could buy it so they could get richer. They don't care what's in it. They don't care what it does to your body. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole the whole gamut is covered
Well,
up.
Sean
covered up for
promotes
us.
gardening, growing your own
She
food all the
does.
time. So,
Hey, Sean.
there we go back to that, starting they have and I'm not going to touch on it too much because I don't want to get it wrong, but I think they have Saturday classes where they teach the youth how to start their own little gardens and start getting their little vegetables going. With there you go, starting with the youth,
No, I think
teaching them
that's
to
key.
take care of themselves. She has a program where they, we did the farmers. When
Yup,
she
I
had
went
her,
to that.
yeah,
Yup.
talking about the farmers around town. That was very
what's happening.
very very educational,
That
and I
we-
was so glad to see the faces that I seen sitting up on that board. But it's what have we done with that since? You might be a little bit more
would-
conscious of when you're buying and what you're buying, what you're eating, as far as your vegetables and your fruits and the things that you put into your mouth. But that was very educational. But at the same time, we got to take it a step further.
No.
Like I said, Sean talks about all the time growing our own food. It does. You don't have
That's
to have a
key.
big space. You don't have to have a huge backyard.
That's key.
Yeah.
That's key. Now, how much sense does that make? Right. So I'm talking about them doing something to the food, and she's talking about growing your own garden. That goes together. It's all a connection.
Right.
So yeah, if you grow your own food, you don't have to worry about these people.
Putting
about
stuff
what.
in it. And,
Right. So
yeah.
so therefore, your health is gonna be a little better. You're gonna be
Right.
thinking better. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna
I
exercise.
agree.
You're gonna
I
think
agree.
better. You're gonna move better. So yeah, that what they doing with the farming is key in your health and watching what you eat. It is definitely key.
It is definitely key.
They faking all types of stuff. So you just gotta be careful of what they giving us. You know what I'm saying? Medicine. What they giving us? What they giving us to consume?
Yeah, you
what
gotta
they giving
read.
giving us to believe. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, especially with medicine, you gotta, they tell you to take this, to help with your ailments. But sometimes when you read what the side effects are, it's
Yeah,
like,
worse. Yeah.
so just be conscious. And we're not doctors. We're not trying to
I'm
say
a
that
doctor.
we are.
I don't know if you a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor.
He's-
Hello, what y'all doing?
I mean, we're sitting here laughing, but we are really serious too at the same time. Doctor,
Hey, because
doctor, what?
I mean, I know some. I haven't gone to school and opened a book, but I know some stuff, a little stuff about the sniffles and the body and stuff. Because just what I mean about being a doctor, because they go to school and they read these books, and then nothing. Do you see anything just that's actually cured? So you know what I mean. So how much more do they really know than me? You know what I mean. Before I even get to the doctor, I could kind of diagnose, just from experience about
Okay.
vaguely what's going on with me. Maybe
Right.
not. I don't know. The X-ray. I'm not trying to lead y'all down the wrong road, but yeah. You have some skills, the skills that about what's going on with your body, about what it could be, and you even might have a suggestion about what to do to make it all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
I
you
agree
gotta
with you
so
on that.
with those things, in that sense, you're a doctor, so you gotta grow from that point and learn as you go along. And
I mean,
because these doctors, I don't mean because y'all, because these doctors, what they telling us and what they doing to us is not real. So yeah, I'm a doctor before them.
I mean, you could even go back
Talking
to
about.
when your grandparents were alive, or your mom and dad, and things that they would tell you to do if you had an
Yeah.
upset stomach or you weren't feeling well. Like you said, you had a certain ailment.
My
They
grandma,
had things that they
grandma,
would tell us to do.
grandma used to brush her teeth with baking soda. She had all her teeth for like 90 something. All her what
Yeah, she did.
baking soda.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
that's
a true story. So you know what I mean. So what could a doctor tell me about toothpaste? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
But although, I fell into the same trap though. I used toothpaste,
yeah.
all the time, and knowing that my grandmother was using that in her teeth. So we just gotta be aware and
Yeah. Well, we gotta also, like you said, you knew that,
yeah,
input that into your life. You know.
implement it. Yeah,
Yeah. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Implement it. Thank you very much.
yeah.
But again, physically, mentally, spiritually, take care of yourself. You know,
Emotional.
emotionally,
Emotions. Yeah,
you're gonna
'cause-
keep throwing in words as I keep
No,
talking
I'm
about
just,
it.
no. Well, because that.
Well,
that
that,
just,
okay. You know what? Yes, emotionally too, because I think too that we get off sidetrack. Now, what?
go ahead. No, I'm
No, if you want to say something. No, emotionally too, we do need to take care and we need to check in with self. And we always talk about self-care. We do. It's okay not to be okay. But when I say that too, you get time to check out. And what I mean by that, I don't know if it takes you 48 hours and me 24 hours just to sit and sulk, or however you need to deal with your emotions or what's going on in life, because everybody has trials and tribulations. Everybody has a good days and bad days. But I think sometimes, well, for me, let me speak for myself. Sometimes I just need to sit in it and just don't bother me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what I mean, emotionally. So when you say emotionally, what were you,
like,
where were you
so
going?
You gotta take care of emotions because emotions, us as humans, emotions. A lot of times we lead with emotions.
Oh,
Not
definitely.
not dealing with the situation. So
Yeah.
you gotta deal
Yeah.
with the facts. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with how you feel. It
I think
doesn't.
that,
It
but that's
doesn't.
hard. You say it so
It has-
easily,
it
but
has-
it's
because
so hard because we do
I've-
lead with
I've-
emotions.
Right. I've come to learn that.
Yeah, but it's
But
it's
that-
easy to say.
because we
It's
all-
hard to do.
Because emotions. Listen, we all have those.
Yeah.
Everybody have all that, anger and all right. So now that you know that everybody has those, so that can't be the problem. The problem is the facts. So you deal with the facts, not the emotions,
Yeah, but after
not
you
the
go through
anger,
stuff, after
not
you
I'm
go
mad.
through stuff, then you sit down and say just what you just said. You know what I mean? You got to
Right,
hit the
it's-
situation head on. We do sometimes, lead with emotions, and like I said, I'll speak for myself. We do. When
That's
when
what I'm
something
talking-
upsets you, your voice may raise a little bit. You may act irrational in a situation. It doesn't mean that it's right, but that's a part of life too.
That,
you-
no, because you saying right, it's a part of life, but that doesn't make it right. That
No.
right,
I just
I'm
said
not
that.
saying I'm not saying all right. So you might lead with emotions. So if you lead with your emotions sometimes, and then you could come to your senses, and you know what I'm saying, and deal with the facts. So that's all right. But what I mean by leading with emotions, some people when they lead with that emotions, that's it. The whole conversation goes out the window. Everything is about that emotion. That's what I mean. So, but you can't because you only harm yourself when you live like that.
You do. No, I mean I will give you that at the end of the day, but I still think that's you you also that's a learned behavior. I don't think
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
automatically happens overnight either. But you make a lot of sense in what you're saying. So, but it's something I'll be the first one to say I need to work on.
So right, yeah, learned behavior. So that's
I
what-
got to work on it because I will lead with my emotions, and me leading with my emotions and may make the situation worse. But we're only human and we can figure it out day by day. Another thing we talked about for this month, another thing that is happening this month is HIV/AIDS month. Just wanted to also, again, round robin. We talked about that. Sean and I had our podcast last week about that, I believe. That'll be coming out soon. But just want people to be aware. It's still out there to keep educating yourself and our youth too. You know, it's not talked about like it was talked about years ago because we have so many people surviving with it, which is a great thing, which is a awesome thing. But we still have millions of adults and millions of children under the age of 14 who are affected by HIV/AIDS disease.
Wow. I didn't know those numbers because you don't hear about it that much, and
Don't hear
I
about
haven't
it.
went down that road to see where
Yeah.
what's going on with that. But
Hmm.
yeah, we definitely need to be educated on that because we need to figure out how not to contract that and how to keep that up
Yeah.
off us and out of our community.
Definitely out of our community because we were one of the hardest hit.
Yeah,
When it first came out.
we always the hardest hit. We the
We
hardest
always
hit.
the hardest
This is a global, y'all. This is a global
What's the word?
togetherness. I lost the word, but I'll get back to you when I come back on another podcast.
No,
Yeah.
yes, it's a serious thing. And again,
A
three.
global effort. To basically say it's a global effort against us. So you doing that? I mean, I don't want to take your show down another road, but back to
No,
yeah.
just stay educated,
Yes.
stay informed, and know that it's still out there. Like I said, it's not talked about, and sometimes when things aren't talked about, they're forgotten.
That's right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So you definitely
Like
gotta
our
keep the eyes
history,
open.
like we can go back to our history and
Yeah.
and the knowledge of the things that we know, simple
Yeah.
things that we know, like you said, like keep talking.
Yeah, they're not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it because that's what's going on. They're trying to wipe it out. They're trying to wipe it out. So they doing all these things. So watch out for your health
Definitely.
and AIDS and what you're ingesting and the information that you're keeping there. The
Yeah.
information that you're moving around with and using as a guide. Be aware of that. Be aware of where your information is coming to. It's coming from. And then you gotta realize all these degrees and stuff. These is all Greek degrees and Roman degrees. They're not even our. We don't even agree with them. And. So there's a massive effort. To keep us down, and that.
But we're not gonna stay
health
down.
Stuff, health stuff is a part of it.
Yeah.
No, we ain't gonna stay down.
Just gonna keep educating, keep growing, keep learning. You know the famous saying, "Each one teach one." Let's not forget
I'm
to
here
do that.
to reach one. Each one teach one. Yeah.
Okay, that was way back.
Yeah.
All right.
Brand new.
Well, anything else would you like to say?
KRS-One said it best. This is KRS-One back when he first came out. You must learn. You gotta go back and listen to that. Listen to that record.
Yeah.
You must learn. That's deep. That's who we are. That's what we must do. They just made it hard for us to learn about where we came from because how the schools is, how they treat us in
Yeah.
school. You know how school was.
But we
how
can't.
work
We can't.
is.
We know what they. We
No,
can't
but
dwell
I'm
on that.
just-
We just gotta.
Right. I know we're not dwelling on that part, but I'm just showing you how they kept us out of learning about it.
Okay.
So they designed it that way to keep us from learning about it. But the thing is, you gotta fight. You gotta make it your business to go around. You gotta sidestep.
Yeah.
We shake people all the time.
You are the most important
black.
person. You are the most important person.
Yeah.
Our kings and our queens.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, my brother, this was a very enlightening, enjoyable time with you.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
a
I
little bit.
appreciate
We
you.
sprinkled a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I appreciate you and Sean and Kyle.
Yeah, definitely. We
Yeah.
enjoy talking with you. So
And
hopefully,
y'all. Hey world,
hey world, who are you?
I'm Fly Bride, baby.
He definitely will be back. Hopefully, when my co-host comes back, Sean, the three of us could have a conversation. So
Yeah, we
we
can do
we,
that.
we we enjoy having you on the show. We
Some farming
appreciate you.
done. All right, sis.
You gonna do some farming?
I said, yeah, when she come because you was talking about her.
Oh, you
planting,
want
I
to
said,
her to talk about
get
the
some farming
farming?
stuff,
Okay.
'cause, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, because everybody's trying to do better, eat better, live longer.
Right.
Definitely.
That's what we
Again,
gonna
we
do.
thank you. You can listen to our podcast, YouTube. You can share, like, subscribe. We would love for you to subscribe. It costs nothing to subscribe to our
Subscribe, man.
podcast. Subscribe. You can also listen to my co-host New Path Wellness Group. She's a health coach, and again, she's going to correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Go out there, listen to her. She has some great programs that she's doing, helping people eat healthy, raiding people's kitchens to get rid of stuff that we don't need, and giving you alternatives to those things. So again, thank you for listening to us. Join us on our next episode. More to come. Have a great day.
Peace.